Hi everyone. The topic that we are going to cover in this particular given lecture is how to figure out the time complexity of merge sort algorithm using master method. Okay, for reference of how what is merge sort algorithm and how it works, you can find another my video in the same playlist as well, which basically gives you the idea of what is basically merge sort algorithm and how we can use merge sort algorithm in order to uh, sort a given array or a given data set. Okay, ji. So basically, in order to compute the time complexity of merge sort algorithm, the first thing is we must know what is the recurrence relationship or the equation that basically governs this merge sort algorithm. So for that, I'll write it here. The merge sort algorithm recursive, you can say, relationship or the equation, which is T of n is equal to C if n is very small, otherwise it is equal to T of n by 2 plus, you can say, cost that we will be you can say cost of division and combining the data set when we do the when merge sort basically does the divide and conquer strategies, or divide the data and in the end combine the data. So basically merge sort works on the strategy of divide and conquer approach, and at every iteration it basically splits the data set into, you can say, smaller data sets of size exactly half of the parent array or the parent or given data set. So if n is very small, so the time is for n is small, so the time is c, otherwise it followed this particular equation of recursion or recursive equation. So while using the you can say uh, tree method, we try to figure out the time complexity, or you can say use of this particular merge sort algorithm using this equation. So as we know, if n is very small, its cost is, you can say, constant c, and in terms of, because c is, you can say, a constant amount which is very small. So in other case, if we have larger data set, so how much time would that this particular algorithm will consume? So for that, at the we say that merge sort algorithm consume T of n time, and at every time this T of n is, you can say, divided into half part, because two half parts every time we are basically you can say splitting it into two different portions. So you can say I'll replace it this T of n with C of n. Let's say this is T of n, my cost of overall merge sort function, and that is basically at every iteration is equivalent to C of n. So if I write it here, at every level T of n is, you can say, equivalent to C of n, because we can see it from here that at every iteration it is basically okay. Before going into further detail, we must first understand what this equation states. This states that time of merge sort algorithm is, at every instance of time, it does two work. Number one, it basically split the n size of data set into two data set, each of having size n by 2. So this 2 represents that my main or original or given data set is being split into two parts, and this n by 2 represents that the new size of the data set is original size divided by 2, plus the cost, that additional cost we may have to face is C of n, that is cost of dividing the data and then merging the data in order to bring it into the sorted form. Please do visit my other lecture on merge sort algorithm in order to get the better understanding about this algorithm and this you can say relationship or this particular equation. Okay, so I'm going to write directly or replacing this T of n with C of n. So at every step it does two this particular algorithm perform two tasks, that is, it consume basically it split the data and it may combine the data. So the cost for splitting and division is C of n, and there are, you can say, two other costs, which are like at every iteration it is dividing it in the data into two parts, that is, here it is dividing it into T of n by 2 into T of n by 2. Okay, two parts. Data is being divided into two parts. Each part is of having size n by 2, and C of n is the cost for data division and splitting and merging. Okay, so since I have told you, you can say rough in my rough work or side work, that I am going to replace T of n with C of n. So this would become my C of n by 2. Okay, in next iteration, this C of n will be divided into two parts. So it will become C of n by 2 multiplied by 2 and C of n by 2 multiplied by 2, or C of n by 4. Similarly, here it will also become C of n divided by 2 multiplied by 2 and C of n divided by 2 multiplied by 2. And this thing will go on until or unless we receive the or we reach the base case, where we split this data into very small size. Like here n is divided by 2, here n is divided by, you can say, 4. Next iteration, n is divided by 8. You see, C of n divided by 8. And similarly here it also splitted into two parts like this, and cost of each part is n divided by 8, cost of n divided by 8, and again C of n by 8. Here also C of n by 8, and this is also divided into C of n by 8 and C of n by 8. So you see that n is getting very small. After, you can say, recursively doing this type of operation or dividing the input at two parts, considering this equation in our mind, we come to the point where our n will be significantly very small value. At that one, you can see that every time we are dividing it with 2, n divided by 2, n divided by 4, n divided by 8, n divided by 16, n divided by 32, and so on, until unless we reach the case where n is very small, that is 1, which is our base case. Okay, at that point, when n is very small, our total cost will become C. Okay, so for each and, you can say, every step, our total cost will become C, as I am writing here. And as you divide n by 2 and again perform this task or this action in recursion, so there will come a point where where your time will reach to a constant value C, where n is very small. Okay, so here I have created a tree. Now next step is I have to calculate the cost at every level. What would be the cost at level number 1? What would be the cost at level number 2? And similarly, what would be the cost at other levels? Okay, so if I talk about this particular level, you can see here I only have one value, so I don't need to add anything. I'll directly write C of n. Here I have got two values of, or you can say two cost times, so it would be C of n by 2 plus C of n. So when we take the LCM, it will become C of n. Again here I have got 1 2 3 4 C of n by 4, so it will also become C of n. Same goes for this side as well. The time the overall cost would be C of n, and when we reach at the very base case or very end level, again here there are n different, you can say, divisions, and since we have reached the base case where the size of array is 1, that means, or the size of data is 1, that means that if for example I've got 100 size of data set, then reaching at this point, when my data set size become 1, that means that I have splitted this data in such a way that 100 value has come to 1 value. So overall, this step of this cost, this level will also become C of n. Now, in order to calculate the overall or full time, I need to figure out the depth of this particular, you can say, tree. I write it like this, depth. Okay, so what is basically the depth of any tree? Depth is basically the maximum number of ancestor or maximum number of parent node any particular child node may have. So basically you can see this is the depth of this particular tree. I need to figure out the value of this particular the depth value, or the D basically of this particular value, because if I multiply that depth with the cost, I'll be able to figure out the overall time of this merge sort algorithm, overall computational time, or the time required by this algorithm in order to perform the task. Okay ji, so in order to find the depth, I need to have some formula or perform some mathematical calculations. Otherwise I can't just directly look at this, you can say, this type of work and say this is depth and etc etc. I know this cause, but this is a question mark. So let's say d, small d represent depth. So in order to figure out the values, n represents total data set, and at every time the total data set is divided by 2 power d depth, or 2 power the you can say level at which we are at. So in order to calculate the you can say depth, we determine the you can say what is the value, or when the recursion is c. So when it is c, when the size is this n divided by this 2 की power d would become 1, that is at last stage. Okay, so here I'll do the cross multiplication, I'll receive 2 की power d again. Now I want to have the value of this depth, because this was my main, you can say this is my main target. So I'll apply log on both sides. Log of d is equal to log of n equal to log of 2 की power d. Okay, why I applied logarithmic function here is because as per maths rule, anything that comes in the power inside the log will multiply it outside the log, that is 2 log of t. I'm using the mathematical logarithmic rule here, and this t will come out at, you can say, at this point using logs rule. So d comes here and log of 2 is left with us, and here we are having log of n. Now you know I need to figure out the value of d. Okay, so in order to figure out the value of d, what I may do is I may try to divide d log of 2 on both sides. Okay, so here it will become log of 2, and here it will become d multiplied by log of 2 and log of n divided by log of 2. This log will cancel out. Okay, so I write it like this: d log of n divided by log of 2. Okay, now here you can see I'm going to apply another mathematical logarithmic rules, that is, whenever two logs are being divided having the same base, then they can be written as log of n to the base 2. So this will basically become the value of my depth. Okay ji, so here I have calculated the value of depth d at each level by dividing each level with you can say the 2 having power of the level equal to 1. So by performing this mathematical calculation, I have concluded that the value of you can say this is depth is log of n. And now when I look, I just show you this you can say page again. Here we have calculated the computational time at every level, and at depth d, the computational time is c of n. So at every point the computational time is c of n. So I need to multiply this depth with the computational time in order to figure out the overall time complexity of, you can say, merge sort. So if I write it here, I would say that cost of each level is you can say c of n, and total depth is depth, or you can say के total levels. What are the total levels? Here you can you have just calculated the value, which is log of n to the base 2. So if I have to figure out the overall running time of this merge sort algorithm using this method, so I basically multiply these two things, c of n into log of n to the base 2. Okay, so if as you know, this term is like there is a standard way of representing the runtime, which is in the form of big O. So it will become big O of c of n log of n. Okay, since we know that all the constant values are omitted out in, you can say, while writing the big O, so overall our runtime will become n log of n to the base 2, which you can also write as big O of log of n. Okay ji, this is how we calculate the time complexity of merge sort algorithm using trees method, provided we have the equation for recursion. Okay, ji, so from here you can see that I have concluded a particular value of the time, and this is the best, average, and worst case run time of merge sort algorithm. Uh, Merge sort algorithm has basically, you can say, this sorting algorithm has same best, average, and worst case running time complexity, or this, you can say, big O of n log of n term. The reason of this is because the merge sort algorithm does not rely on the data values or the values that are being given in a particular data set. It basically, no matter what the data may be given or may be fed to your this algorithm, is it basically divides it into two different parts, and keep on dividing those parts into further subparts, equal parts, until unless you reach a point where your data set or your size of array will become 1. When you are at that particular point, when your size is 1, then your array or this algorithm will basically start the work of, you can say, combining or the concurring portion. So it basically combines them and give you the final answer. So no matter what your data may be, it runtime, best, average, and worst case will always remains the same. There is another important catch of this algorithm, that this is out of place algorithm. That is, in order to you can say, achieve this time, consistent time for best, average, and worst data sets, best, average cases of, you can say, the given variation in the given data set, we need to sacrifice some memory. That is, if you look into the, you can say, code of algorithm of merge sort algorithm, merge sort coding sorting algorithm. So here we can see that we have allocated the extra memory to, you can say, these while executing these function. To get the detail of merge sort function and merge this function that I am showing here, please refer to my other video or other tutorial having this whole discussion on this algorithm. In short, you can see here I am creating two arrays, and here also I am creating one array. So I am allocating extra memory in order to perform this sorting task, or to perform this task successfully. So this basically algorithm is consuming extra time. So merge sort algorithm is basically your out of place algorithm, and it does not complete or perform its task within the given memory. So you need to allocate extra memory to the, you can say, in your code basically. So this is how we have calculated the, you can say, runtime of merge sort algorithm, or you can say time complexity of merge sort algorithm. And as we have seen, this is one way using trees method. There are other ways, you can try them as well. Okay, so this concludes today's this particular tutorial. So if you have any query or any questions, please do write in comment section. And if you like this video, please press the like button and do subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching.